What is going on, comic fans? Welcome to the Legion of Comics. I'm Mark, and today I've got a fun one for you. We are fastly approaching what could be the most exciting part of comics releasing this year. We're getting into this era of absolute comics from DC. We're going to talk about that briefly, and we're going to take a preview look at the ash can for the upcoming Absolute Batman from Scott Snyder. This is going to be wicked. Let's get into it. So Absolute Comics is something that was announced not long ago. They really got into it in some of the details at San Diego Comic-Con. I talked about it in more depth a couple of weeks ago on my new DC Day stream, but it's a completely new Earth that'll be introduced in DC Comics at the end of this summer's blockbuster event called Absolute Power. Apparently, because of events from that story, Darkseid is going to have something to do with it, but a whole new Earth will be introduced. We don't know yet if it's a new Earth being created or what have you, but it is similar in a sense to like Marvel's Ultimate Comics, where we'll have familiar heroes but seen in a completely different light. The first little bit that we've got of this now is this physical copy of Absolute Batman, the Ashcan edition that released on August 7th. So what ashcans are, they're preview books, so you can see a couple of pages and get an idea of what's to come. They're meant to really just get the audience excited, get them hyped. And I got to tell you, I am excited. I am hyped for this. To me, it feels like a Hail Mary for DC Comics to bring in new readers. But at the same time, it's such a creative opportunity for the creators as well as for us readers to explore these characters and see them in a way that we haven't before. So I'm excited for that. So let's take a look inside this Absolute Batman and get an idea of what we could expect from this, which is so different. And then I'll leave you my thoughts after that. So here we go. Absolute Batman Ashcan Edition. Beautiful cover. It's Scott Snyder, and I can't remember the artist's name. Let's take a look inside, see what we can see here. Nick Dragotta. So I see a lot of his stuff on Felix Comics art, but inside is black and white. I do believe the whole thing will be fully colored when it releases, but it's just, again, just a preview of what's to come. But right off the bat, we see this mysterious character looking down here. Looks like Ra's al Ghul to me, a version of him, while his goons enter this building, and you can see hanging up above there's something there. Sneak preview of Absolute Batman. I do love the logo. I know that the bat symbol on his chest was one of the biggest points of contention for a lot of people, as well as just a conversation starter. It's such a crude version of that. But what we know so far from this Batman is he's not your traditional Batman. He doesn't have money. He doesn't have a butler. I don't believe he has his bat cave. But what he does have is brute strength. If you look at his stature, he's supposed to be like what I think of Lee Child's version of Reacher. Like Jack Reacher in those novels is huge. He's a hulking man who has to almost turn sideways to get in doorways, and that's what this is reminding me of. It's Batman definitely doesn't skip leg day. And if you look at the bottom of his cape here, there's these devices attached to it. I can't tell if it's hard hooks or whips, but there seems to be some behind him as well. It's just a very unique look at the cape. You can see it running down the length of it as well, and that comes into play in the book like pretty fast here. But again, he's hanging up above they notice him, start firing on him, and as soon as they start hitting him, you can see those items on the tip of his capes shooting, and he just drops the smoke bomb. Now this is where it completely takes a turn for the wild. Look at that shot. That is a beautiful shot. That's our first look at Absolute Batman, a full-page splash. I can't wait to see what it looks like in full colors. But as soon as he comes down, he immediately starts using those devices on the end of his cape, throws it around this guy's neck, and chunks him. Full send. Absolute full send into a building. Gets the next guy, same thing. Full send into a light pole. So he's already just going all in. Like the brute strength to be able to do that, that says a lot from what we can expect from this Batman. It's absolutely wild. Next page, he takes to the sky, big leap, cracks two of them with one kick. And if you look, to me, it seems like he's like bouncing off his cape, like using it as like a spring almost, as like pole vaulting from it. So I'm very interested to see how he uses the cape in this versus what we've seen previously, just gliding, using it to hide himself or to deflect bullets and stuff. Get a look at our sniper again, watching the whole situation. More goons coming. He's atop the stairs, smoke clearing. That's a great shot right there. More goons coming. It reminds me a lot of Batman Returns with the goons with the masks, the guys and girls going after to fight him. And this is where it gets completely foreign. He reaches back and grabs his bat ears. He actually gets another part of his suit and throws it and just knocks these people out, one after the other. You know, to me, it looks almost like this time a person gets stabbed, like full-on stabbed. Schnick reminds me of stabbed. Comes up with the what are those things called on his gauntlets or whatever? Looks like he's got blades there though. But either way, he's catching blades, karate chopping, beating people up. They're blacking it out, showing a lot of force, a lot of brutality. Goes and he punching people out, pulls the bat ears out of whoever they impaled, and puts them back on his head. To be continued in Absolute Batman. Cleared the stairs. It also gives us a couple of preview pages. That was it story-wise. Nick Dracota's artwork kind of showcasing the design, the style of the suit. It's pretty wicked. Like, what is that device on the back of his neck? Is that just armor? Is it helping frame him out? Who knows? Nick's art is a perfect fit. It's groundbreaking and gritty, but also dynamic and fresh. A bit dangerous and new to superhero readers just like Batman. Scott Snyder's words. And then we turn the page to see the other character here, or more character shots of Batman. More fully suited. You get a look at the bat ears, how there's knives in there, on and off the head. That's wicked, man. It's absolutely wicked. And I like the way the bat symbol is there. It looks more like it's a more armored out, I guess. And this weapon he has, I can't tell if it's just a hammer, if it's an axe with that crude bat shape or what. And then here's the other feller. Here's the guy who I perceive was a guy looking at him. I can't say enough good things about Nick as a partner and a friend. He lives close by, and so we're getting to make the book together in my studio. Whiteboard sketches like our own bullpen. I've never gotten to work this way before, and it's thrilling. Scott Snyder. So I'm assuming this has to be Ra's al Ghul. I mean, I could definitely be wrong. We could be doing something completely new, but it looks Ra's al Ghul enough for me to place my bets there. Kind of get more stuff, just more information, more details. Feel free to pause the screen if you want to read any of that yourself. And then on the back, we get the lineup here. The Absolute Universe arrives October 2024. Jason Aaron will be doing Superman. I'm not sure who Dennis Camp is doing. Wes Craig, Nick Dragotta. Al Ewing is doing Green Lantern. Jeff Lemire will be doing The Flash. I think they've also announced that Martian Manhunter will be getting a book as well. But it's a very exciting initiative right here. Doing the All-In initiative is where this will release under. The regular universe line will also be revamping, hitting a new jump-on point. Justice League will be returning, as well as Absolute starting. So if you see comics that say All-In, know that that's a great jump-on point, and don't get left behind. But leave me a comment. Let me know what you think of this idea, this more brutal Batman, this new take on Batman, and what other characters are you looking forward to seeing get the absolute treatment? I know for me, this guy, I can't wait to see what they do with Superman. But that's going to be it for today. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Check the description. You can find those fantastic sponsors in there from Big Time Collectibles, ABX Comics and Games, and more. Until next time, as always, we are Legion.